Hi guys, I'm Elephant. Today I'm going to share an anime recap called NAKAIMO. My little sister is among them. In the world of anime, this high school boy is unquestionably the most enviable. Before the male protagonist, Shogo, graduates from high school, his mother requests that he locate the ideal spouse. Further exaggerating the situation, she has set up an apartment for Shogo so he may have intimate interactions with the girls privately. Shogo brings several girls home by adhering to his mother's guidelines. One of them turns out to be his half-sister, which is unexpected. The first thing Shogo does while looking for a wife is to determine whether they are related in order to prevent having any intimate interactions with his little sister. The story begins with the illness-related demise of Kumagoro, chairman of the renowned business the Mikadono Group. He is a tremendously successful businessman, and other countries strongly value his leadership. The sole son of Kumagoro is the male protagonist Shogo. He is constantly exhausted since he is so busy getting ready for his father's funeral. On the day of the funeral, Shogo overhears someone calling him brother through a window. It is the voice of a young girl. She says she is Shogo's little sister and that she intends to wed him in the future. Shogo is taken aback. He is curious about the identity of the person he is speaking to. Yet as he peers out the window, he sees nobody. Shogo speaks with his mother following the funeral. Shogo's father previously demanded that in order for him to inherit the family business, he must get married before finishing high school. Her mother agrees to allow Shogo's transfer to Miryuin Private Academy in order to do this. It is one of Japan's best high schools and Shogo's father went there. Shogo's mother is confident that Miryuin Private Academy would help him locate a life partner. She sets up an apartment for him close to the school so he can go on dates with the women he likes. Shogo gets his apartment's keys and gets ready to leave for Miryuin Private Academy. He refuses his mother's offer to pick him up, so on his first day of school, he gets lost. Shogo notices a bakery on the street at this time. Suddenly, he realizes that it is his birthday today. When he was in the hospital, his father had promised him that they would share cake to celebrate his birthday. Regrettably, his father has passed away. His mother forgets his birthday since she is too busy at work. Then Shogo notices a girl leaving the bakery when he is depressed. Just then, a truck is rushing to the girl. Luckily, she is not hurt, and Shogo helps the girl pick up her phone that has fallen on the ground. Kono is the name of the girl, and she attends Miryuin Private Academy as well. She eats these puffs in the park every morning before heading to school since she enjoys them so much. Kono is so kind that she gives Shogo some puffs. She thinks their meeting is predetermined by fate. She offers to wipe the cream off Shogo's lips because she has a crush on him. After eating some puffs, Shogo goes to school under Kono's direction and joins her as a classmate. Kono is in charge of the class's hygiene today. Shogo offers to stay and assist Kono as a token of gratitude. Kono sometimes makes jokes with Shogo, which makes him feel extremely bashful. Kono discovers a scar on Shogo's forehead by chance while speaking. Shogo explains that he had a childhood injury. After being struck in the head, he lost a lot of his early memories. What happened to Shogo has left Kono distressed. She attempts to kiss Shogo while touching his forehead. Now a girl by the name of Miyabi interrupts them. Kono feels that it's a pity to be interrupted. However, she must say goodbye to Shogo because she should attend the class president meeting right after. Shogo and Kono, in Miyabi's opinion, are close. They are merely classmates. Shogo explains hastily. Miyabi seizes the chance to ask for something. Shogo ought to kiss her too if he can kiss a random classmate, but Shogo turns Miyabi down. As Shogo gets home, he finds a box from an anonymous person that includes a birthday cake and a figurine. He is surprised to see that this figurine model depicts a figure from his childhood favorite cartoon. The unidentified sender now contacts him. As his little sister, she wishes him a happy birthday and informs him that they are now classmates. She observed the moment in which he assisted a female classmate in taking out the trash and believes that he has grown into a great person. Shogo is quite interested in learning who the mysterious sender is, but he is unable to uncover any information. Shogo comes across a girl who is looking at him on this particular day. She is not the mysterious sender, as he discovers when he follows her to the rooftop. The girl's name is Mei, and she is the owner of a coffee shop. Here, all customers are considered as her elder siblings. She followed Shogo because she wanted to understand the business philosophy of the chaebol heir. After that, Shogo encounters an agent by the name of Ikusu. The Mikadono Group offers a covert service that deals with tricky situations on the group's behalf. Ikusu's duty as a secret service agent is to protect the Mikadono organization. Ikusu is concerned that the Mikadono Group's reputation would suffer because he is aware that Shogo is looking into the dead chairman's illegitimate daughter. Shogo uses the chance to inquire as to whether he indeed has a little sister. Ikusu admits to having overheard Shogo's mother remark that Kumagoro and another lady gave birth to a girl. Shogo is surprised to learn that he does in fact have a little sister. Ikusu discovers that Shogo's little sister desires to wed him. She makes a promise to track down Shogo's little sister out of concern for the Mikadono group's reputation. Ikusu is an extremely productive person. The following day, she visits Miryuin Private Academy. Ikusu has always been acting like a boy because all of the Mikadono group's agents are males. Several girls adore her and warmly welcome her. Shogo also considers Ikusu a boy. Not until she uses his bathroom does Shogo discover that Ikusu is actually a girl. As the evening draws near, Shogo accepts Kono's offer to be her dance partner. Every semester, the Miryuin Private Academy hosts a prom. Shogo is a skillful dancer who draws a lot of attention when he performs with Kono. The student council's vice president, Rinka, is a girl with a strong desire to win. She asks Shogo to dance with her so she can beat him at dancing. Shogo's dancing, however, is even better than she anticipated. Because Rinka is overly stressed, she unintentionally twists her foot. Along with holding Rinka, Shogo performs a challenging dance move. The student council president, Mana, is enthralled by their dancing and enthusiastically throws herself at them. Shogo stumbles and makes contact with Rinka's private area. Rinka, angry, kicks Shogo away. Shogo then rests in the garden after being kicked out. At that point, he meets Miyabi. Miyabi struggles to dance well. She never dares to enter the dance because she is worried about making herself a fool in front of others. Miyabi is invited to dance by Shogo after he notices her problems. They dance in the garden because Miyabi doesn't want to be seen. Miyabi's dress straps suddenly break after the dance. She then tightly hugs Shogo so that he can't see her private parts. Fortunately, Kono looks for Shogo in the garden. Miyabi puts her dress back on with her assistance. Miyabi is very reserved and runs away without saying a word. After the dance, Shogo receives a call from the mysterious sender. She tells him that she has always been by his side. Shogo recollects the girls he met at the prom and still could not verify who his sister is. Ikusu breaks in while Shogo is dozing off at his apartment. Ikusu advises that Shogo wed her so they can have kids together. His little sister cannot marry him while they are still legally married, since having a child is a highly complicated process. Ikusu makes the quick decision to engage in a private interaction with Shogo in order to maximize her chances of success. Regrettably, Kono and Miyabi just so happen to show up at Shogo's home and stop them. They think that because Ikusu looks like a boy and Shogo likes boys, they make the decision to use feminine charm on Shogo in order to alter his orientation. They believe Shogo wants a little sister since they see a flyer of the coffee shop on the table. They stay with Shogo as Shogo's little sisters for the rest of the day. They also insist on sleeping with him rather than leaving after dark. The difficulty of this is great for Shogo. Although he wants to become close to them, he is worried that one of them is his little sister. He won't know which of them is his little sister unless mysterious sender calls him right away. Shogo, however, waits all night without receiving a call. Shogo is then asked for assistance by Miyabi in selecting a swimsuit. She practices for the county swimming competition as a member of the swimming club. In order to shield Miyabi, Shogo is splashed with water caused by the passing car after purchasing a swimsuit. Miyabi takes Shogo home to change because she is very apologetic. Shogo now discovers a well-known familiar figurine model in the restroom. He surmises that Miyabi is his little sister because the model is from the same series as the birthday gift he got. Shogo queries Miyabi as to who she wishes to wed in order to confirm her identity. In response, Miyabi states that she has always desired to wed Shogo. Shogo rejects Miyabi because he believes she is likely his little sister. Miyabi feels very sad and can't lift her spirits during class. Kono finds Miyabi very strange and asks Shogo if he knows anything. Shogo trusts Kono a lot. Then he tells her that Miyabi is most likely his little sister, so he can't accept her feelings. He never anticipates, however, that he has misunderstood Miyabi. It turns out that the mystery sender talked to him through a voice changer, and Ikusu discovers a mobile phone with a high-performance voice changer, which has been accused of being so vivid that it could be utilized for pranks or criminal activity. The mobile phone has currently been discontinued, and the samples that were distributed throughout the market have been recycled. Shogo becomes aware that he has made a mistake as he looks at the picture of the phone. However, this picture also reminds him of Kono's cell phone which he has seen. Therefore, he confirms that Kono is the mysterious sender. But Shogo becomes even more perplexed after meeting Kono, because Kono informs him that Kumagoro and her father were close friends and that he and her frequently hung out together as children. Up to a certain point, Shogo sacrificed his health to keep Kono safe. He even questioned Kono about if he has protected her heroically after he got hurt. Kono has since declared Shogo to be her hero, but since Kumagoro was so worried about Shogo's injury, the two families' relationship grew to be strained. Kono never forgets Shogo, which is why she wants to get close to Shogo. She was shocked to learn that Shogo was enrolling in Miryuin Private Academy. She later discovered Shogo's information on the principal's desk and sent him a birthday gift by delivery. The high-tech phone's creator is her father. She uses the phone covertly since she doesn't want her father's efforts to be in vain. She employs a voice changer because Shogo's favorite cartoon features the voice changer's sound. She first merely intended to make fun of Shogo, but Shogo not only failed to identify her but also took Miyabi for her. Kono was terribly depressed. Shogo hopes Kono won't take the situation personally. Her hero is him. He will undoubtedly support her if she is in distress. Kono is very impressed. Miyabi intervenes just as they are ready to kiss. She wants to express her feelings to Shogo once again now that their issue has been cleared up. At a very young age, she first encountered Shogo. Shogo was injured at that point, and he was taken to the hospital. Also, Miyabi's father had a wound and was required many trips to the hospital. Miyabi met Shogo in the hospital after following her father. They grew close and engaged in wedding games together. Miyabi has been in love with Shogo ever since then. She, however, did not see Shogo once her father recovered. When Miyabi discovered that Shogo would be attending Miryuin Private Academy, she was pleasantly surprised. She felt that God has listened to her wishes. Later, when Shogo asked who she wanted to marry, she thought he remembered the wedding game. She expresses her sincere desire to marry Shogo. Kono challenges Miyabi at this point. They both adore Shogo and will not give up easily. Shogo is completely perplexed, because Kono and Miyabi both inform him they did not attend Kumagoro's funeral. That is, neither of them is his little sister. Shogo then receives another phone call from someone claiming to be his little sister. She claims to have contacted him at the funeral. She has always missed Shogo and will marry him anyhow. The fact that he receives calls from this little sister every morning irritates Shogo the most. Shogo is exhausted as a result of his persistent lack of sleep. He meets Mei when he decides to take a nap in the health room. Mei discovers Shogo's predicament and asks him to sleep in the reference room. Mei, unexpectedly, insists on sleeping close to him, causing him to be unable to sleep. Yet the reference room is a fantastic place to nap, and Shogo refuses to give it up. Mei is sewing uniforms for her clerks the second time he visits the reference room. Shogo inquires as to why Mei wishes to handle the coffee business. Mei reveals to him that she was abandoned. Since she was a young child, she has excelled in math. When she was in elementary school, she had the ability to solve math problems at a college level. Afterward, because of her exceptional aptitude for mathematics, she was adopted by a professor at a university. But her adoptive mother, who owned a coffee shop, took care of her when her adoptive father soon left to teach abroad. Regrettably, the coffee business was sold after her adoptive mother's illness and passing. Her adoptive father took her to live abroad. She published a paper with the help of her adoptive father. She then purchased her adoptive mother's coffee shop with the proceeds from her thesis. Shogo spots the phone on the desk just as Mei is about to present the paper. He is taken aback to discover that Mei's phone is identical to Kono's. Shogo grows skeptical of Mei's identity and wishes to have Ikusu look into her. At this point, he learns of Mei's decision to close the coffee shop via a member of the Club of News. Shogo is astounded. He understands that the coffee shop represents a bond between Mei and her adoptive mother, but he doesn't comprehend why she decides to close it. Shogo forgets to inquire about the same phone because he is in such a rush. Mei informs Shogo that she has made an agreement with her adoptive father to return abroad if the coffee is not going smoothly. Shogo is surprised by the coffee shop's poor performance and decides to assist Mei in running it. Shogo advertises the coffee shop in the school newspaper in order to improve its popularity. He then learns how to cook a new dish from Rinka and enlists the services of Mei and Ikusu at the cafe. The cafe's turnover has surged many times over normal thanks to Shogo. Mei is appreciative of Shogo's assistance and offers to hook up with him. Shogo's phone starts ringing right now. Ikusu senses Mei's movement and calls out to halt them. She tells Shogo that Mei might be the one who phones him every day since she has authored studies on voice changer technology. Shogo subsequently realizes that the position of the reference room is across the street from his flat, and Mei can see him every day via the reference room's window. Shogo recalls Mei bringing him into the reference room due to a lack of sleep, and he believes Mei is purposefully deceiving him into thinking she is his little sister. Mei, mistakenly believing that her purpose has been met, decides to close the coffee shop and flee. Shogo deduces that Mei is familiar with his little sister and urges her to tell him the truth. Shogo is rejected by Mei. His little sister is not accepted by the Mikadono family because she is illegitimate. Mei does not want Mikadono family to cause harm to her best friend. Shogo refuses to give up, pledging to look after his little sister. Shogo has made an impression on Mei. She tells him that she will tell him the truth when he has the authority to defend his little sister. Shogo encounters more difficulties in the following story. He comes to Miryuin Private Academy to find a wife, but he still doesn't know who his little sister is, and he's not sure if the person he likes is his little sister. Shogo is also unsure if Kono and Miyabi are truly unrelated to him or not, because he cannot recall events from his childhood. Shogo agrees to use DNA identification to verify their relationship at Ikusu's suggestion. Shogo extracts Kono's oral mucus. Miyabi, on the other hand, believes Shogo's facial expression is too obscene and doesn't want to provide bodily fluids. Rinka notices them arguing in the corridor. She reminds them that members of the school council would be arriving soon and urges them to be mindful of their words and actions. Following the arrival of the council members, one of the directors seeks a meeting with Shogo. Shogo is incredibly important to the director because he is the sole successor of the Mikadono group. However, while they are conversing, someone on the radio purposefully exposes her sibling relationship with Shogo and threatens Shogo not to continue looking for her. Shogo can't recognize her because she uses the voice changer. The members of the council are furious. They believe it is a joke by the students and request that the principal ensure that every student is well behaved. Rinka is given the command to appoint Shogo as the president of the disciplinary commission. Following that, Ikusu investigates the girls around Shogo. During the broadcast, she discovers that only Rinka has no alibi. Sadly, Shogo is too preoccupied to discipline everyone and does not have time to investigate Rinka's affairs. Ikusu invites Rinka to an amusement park with Mana in hopes of watching her. Shogo finds no oddities in Rinka during this time. Rinka is pulled to a mobile phone pendant that she feels quite familiar with as they are preparing to leave the amusement park. Shogo returns home and recalls that this pendant is similar to Mei's mobile phone pendant. Shogo suspects Rinka has taken Mei's phone because it was recently lost. He borrows Kono's phone and falsely claims to have discovered it in the student union office. When Rinka sees through Shogo's ploy, she unintentionally reveals that the two pendants are not the same. These two pendants are nearly identical. She wouldn't have noticed the change if she hasn't been up close and personal with her phone. Rinka's falsehoods have been exposed, and she can only explain why she threatened Shogo with a voice changer. Rinka is engaged to the director's son. The director's company plans to collaborate with the Mikadono group. When the director learns that Kumagoro has an illegitimate daughter, he decides to use the scandal to get an advantage in the deal. Rinka is asked to assist in the investigation because she will marry his son in the future. Rinka was distraught. She came across Mei's phone and devised a coping plan using the voice changer. She didn't want to do Shogo any harm. In fact, what she stated on the radio was intended to warn the directors, not Shogo. Even allowing Shogo to serve on the disciplinary committee is an attempt to fix his bad behavior so that the directors do not catch him. Shogo does not anticipate Rinka assisting him. He deeply sympathizes with what has happened to her. He recommends pretending to be in a relationship with Rinka in order to help her break the engagement. Rinka does not want to deceive her family, so she offers intimate contact with Shogo. Shogo is quite nervous. A member of the student council enters and interrupts them at this point. Later, Rinka dissolves the engagement with Shogo's assistance. Rinka then has a crush on Shogo and pursues him relentlessly. Shogo has 3 lovely female suitors in a row, which is a delightful irritation for him. A girl named Yuzurina moves next door to Shogo's house a few days later. She claims to be Shogo's little sister and offers him heartfelt gifts. Yuzurina's official identity is Shogo's cousin, although she is well aware that she and Shogo are half-siblings. Yuzurina opts to undergo DNA identification because there is no evidence of their link. Kono goes to Shogo's residence after school to make dinner for him. Kono proposes to have an intimate interaction with Shogo after supper. Shogo tickles Kono out of bed to get her to stop. Yuzurina, the next-door neighbor, hears Kono's gasps. She is furious because she mistakes them for having an intimate interaction. Shogo then returns Kono to the girls' dorm. Kono asks Shogo to kiss her before they part ways. Miyabi notices them just before they are about to kiss. Shogo breaks the kiss when he notices someone looking at them. Soon, Shogo obtains DNA test results confirming that he and Yuzurina are actually siblings. Shogo is so ecstatic that he hurriedly informs Yuzurina of the DNA test results. Later, Yuzurina thinks of the Mikadono group throwing a Thanksgiving party after being identified. Yuzurina intends to attend the dance with Shogo as his cousin because he has yet to find a suitable dancing partner. Her adoptive father owns a stake in the Mikadono group. Shogo's girlfriends can attend with them and she can offer them 5 invitations. Shogo accepts Yuzurina's proposal. Shogo discovers that his secretary, Risa, is secretly plotting to disclose the Kumagoro scandal and disqualify Shogo as heir on the day of the party. Although Shogo is stunned, Ikusu informs him that she is looking into Risa. They can't tell Shogo's mother yet because she hasn't uncovered any evidence. Shogo and Yuzurina conduct a talk in order to obtain evidence of Risa's betrayal of them. Yuzurina claims Komagoro has sent her letters and alimony. She is surprised that Risa would steal the letter and is deeply remorseful, yet she believes it is solely Komagoro's problem and has nothing to do with Shogo. There will be no doubt about Shogo's abilities to inherit the Mikadono group, as long as he finds a suitable partner and proves to the public that he is a responsible guy. Yuzurina thinks Miyabi is a nice girl and urges Shogo to consider their relationship. Shogo meets Miyabi at a party just as he resolves to pick his companion wisely. Miyabi is constantly reminded of Shogo and Kono kissing. She drinks a lot because she is depressed. Shogo assists in getting Miyabi to her room to relax. Miyabi offers to have an intimate interaction with Shogo because she is afraid of him abandoning her. Shogo is worried when he finds Miyabi crying. He assures Miyabi that he would always be there for her in the future. Miyabi falls asleep after hearing Shogo's promise. Shogo sees off his female companions after the celebration. Shogo's mother is upset because he did not properly entertain his friends. Shogo discovers by chance during the chat that it was Risa who asked for the 5 invitations from his mother. He understands Yuzurina has duped him and begins to doubt her identity. Miyabi does not return to school after that. Shogo and Kono pay her a visit at her residence. Miyabi makes a request while Kono is making tea. She will return to school as soon as he starts dating her. Shogo is obliged to accept Miyabi's proposal. Miyabi has a wonderful day in the company of Shogo. Before they part, Miyabi kisses Shogo and confesses her feelings to him. However, Shogo rejects Miyabi's feelings. Yuzurina hides in a corner and overhears their conversation, which Shogo notices. Shogo believes Yuzurina is Risa's sidekick. Having an illegitimate daughter, as Yuzurina once put it, is merely a scandal for Komagoro. However, if Shogo falls in love with his father's illegitimate daughter, the situation will turn into Shogo's scandal. Yuzurina refuses to acknowledge it, until Ikusu discovers Yuzurina's true identity, a brilliant child star who has retired from the entertainment industry. Yuzurina's identity is revealed, and she is forced to admit that she has been hired. Shogo recognizes Miyabi as his little sister and feels conflicted about it. One day, Shogo receives a phone call. He rushes over when he learns Miyabi drowned during the swimming game. Fortunately, Miyabi is unharmed. Shogo discusses the funeral with her. Kono did not attend the funeral because it was the day of the Miryuin Private Academy's entrance exam. Miyabi, on the other hand, is a swimmer, and her entrance test time was not the same as Kono's. Miyabi admits she is his little sister. She remembered seeing Komagoro as a child. Komagoro asked her adoptive parents to adopt her and provided financial support. Miyabi is disappointed because she has not expected her first love to be her brother. When she finds out that Komagoro has died, she can't help but want to console Shogo. Her parents divorced, and she understands how difficult it is to lose family, so she wishes to be his family. She initially intended to reveal Yuzurina's identity, but Yuzurina told her that all she wanted is to protect Shogo's little sister. Yuzurina duped Miyabi, and even her letters were stolen by her. Shogo explains Yuzurina's purpose. Miyabi is saddened after discovering the truth. Shogo reassures Miyabi that they are siblings and she should not feel sorry for this minor inconvenience. Even though Shogo discovers his little sister at the end of the story, he still hasn't found a suitable wife. Kono, Miyabi, and Rinka will work hard every day to gain Shogo's favor in order to become his wife. The anime concludes. This show's female characters are all very well portrayed. Kono is my particular fave. Both her demeanor and her physical appearance make her the ideal fit for Shogo in my opinion. Shogo is claimed to have chosen Kono as his life companion in the succeeding chapter, despite the fact that the procedure is full of twists and turns. Their love story is truly wonderful. Also, if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I will bring more exciting anime in the future. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.